Hey everybody, welcome back to Marsh RC. Today we got another unboxing video for you guys. I'm really excited to have this thing out here. Today we have the Redcat Gen 8 International Scout 2. I know there's some other videos out there already of this thing, but obviously we gotta do it over here at Marsh RC now that we finally got our hands on one. So let's not waste a whole lot of time and let's dig into this thing. Main part of the box here, you have the picture of the Scout, and this is the picture. This is also the color of what's in the box. So I got the orange one, which I won't have for very long. Dan Huff, he already scoped me out. I'm trading him for his blue body because I'm putting a hard body on this thing anyway, but different video for that. All right, guys, so this is a licensed body from International. Side panel over here, we have the 3 different profiles. Not a whole lot on that panel. This panel, we have the portal axles, front and rear. We have the little cutout of the portal axles, and then the ground clearance. So your ground clearance is 54.5 millimeters from the bottom of the tire to the bottom of the pumpkin. CNC aluminum spools, Mod 1 steel gears in the portal itself, and the metal gear covers. Try and get this whole thing in the shot there. On this side panel, just has a few more things. Has, highlights the rubber sealed bearings. There's 32 of them in this truck. The transmission, which we'll cover at another time, but real quick, it is plastic gears in there for the most part, but they are Mod 1 gears, so that they're really big tooth gears. Has a divorce transfer case. The steering angle, 47-degree steering. I have some thoughts on that we'll get into here in a little bit. And then your ground clearance in the front of the truck over here, 61-degree approach angle and 39.5-degree descent angle. So this thing does have an adjustable wheelbase right out of the gate, and it adjusts from 312 millimeter to 336 millimeter. I don't remember what those conversions are to inches. I do know the 313 is 12.3. That's the standard crawler wheelbase throughout. Over here we have, just shows you how it mounts, which we'll get into later. This panel right here shows you that it's LED ready. So the grill has LED buckets, the rear tail lights are LED buckets ready, and then there's some holes in the front and rear bumper to put more lights if you choose to. Back part of the box just covers some of the specs of the truck itself. We'll go over here in a second, and then some of the electronics and other features. Steering servo is metal gear servo. It actually comes with a metal servo horn, which is almost unheard of in any RTR. It's a 15 kg servo, which if you do the math, that comes out to 208.2 inch-ounces of torque. And it is a waterproof servo. Then you have a brushed 17-turn 550 size motor. You have the high flex ESC LiPo ready, drag brake modes, 3 different modes that you can select in there. Bumpers we'll go over. It actually comes with beadlock wheels with metal rings, a receiver box, which we'll cover the receiver box when we get the truck out. And then it has the licensed Interco Super Swamper tires and LC low center of gravity battery tray. So this is a real unboxing, guys. I've had this thing in my possession for 7 hours now, give or take, and I haven't even broken the seal yet. So true unboxing right here. And of course, I set up to make the video, forgot my knife, so I'm using a piece of sprue. Still working in my confined temporary video space, so I don't have my full table where I can have everything on one spot, but we'll throw this in the background. So first things out of the package is actual like air pocket packaging. I've never seen that. I definitely prefer this to the standard foam everywhere. That, like, foam sucks. Hate it. Gets everywhere. Manual. Just some bare bits and pieces. We're going to get into this bits and pieces in this video, actually. So, boom. There's the truck. Comes all packaged up. Of course, we got more tape after I just threw my piece of sprue away. That's alright. Got more. They definitely did a good job packaging this thing. Oh my god. There's zip ties underneath of it. So, they actually zip tied this under here. So, oh, hey, check this out. Never have tools too far away. Alright, now we can get this beast out. And boom, there it is in all of its glory. Get this film off of here. So, here's the truck. Here's what everyone wants to see. So, looking at it, we have decal. This is just a decal. So you can take that off if you wanted to. Decal across the hood. The windows themselves are decals. They're blacked out. However, a lot of people have been using nitro fuel and a bunch of other ways to clear them up if you choose to do so. While we're here, we have one here. These are the side mirrors, and they're actually really nice because they pivot. So you're out in the rocks, it actually just, and you hit the side or roll over, it's just going to fold in as opposed to breaking off like what happens a lot of times. Back here on the rear, more decal stickers everywhere. And again, these are actual light buckets, so you can put LEDs in there. Bumper with the plastic toe shackles. I like the little detail here of the Redcat logo hitch cover. That's pretty cool. And if you look, it actually has a little cotter pin or body pin. It actually has like a scale, the scale pins that what you would have on your 1-to-1. Just, that's a really cool feature. Get this up out. I'll show you. So that's just an awesome little scale feature. I really like that. Front, we have a molded plastic front grille, plastic lens covers. Again, we have the molded bumper with the plastic toe winches or toe hooks. There is a spot already in here for, you can kind of see the little holes there, already pre-drilled for a winch if you choose to put one on there. And then again, this is a licensed body from International. I know a lot of people are giving crap about the fender flares, but you know, it is what it is. You can only do so much. I think they took a little bit of creative license with it, and I'm okay with it. It looks awesome. Licensed Interco Super Swampers, again, actual bead locks, center hubs, which is a nice touch. You don't see a whole lot of RTRs coming out with them. And then again, this is a metal ring on the outside. While we're talking about wheels, comes with an extra wheel. Why does it come with an extra wheel? Well, good question. So, in our little pack of parts here, aside from the manual, you get this little plastic bits and plastic pieces, and you get a bind plug and an antenna tube. Put this manual to the side, and in our little plastic pack here, they give you some really nice things in here. I'm pretty excited that it actually is included. So here are all your mounting pieces for your LED lights. Already comes with the body. So that's awesome feature to have, so definitely hang on to this if you plan on putting lights in. And then it comes with your rear body posts, front body posts, and then these are caps for the body posts. It also comes with this. This is a cross brace to put in your rear for your rear body posts. So it gives a little bit of support. And then we have this here. This is your spare tire carrier. You have to drill out a little hole in the back of the truck, and once we get the body off, I'll show you. But you know, this just goes in there, has a screw in the pack there, and then this goes into your body on the inside, which we'll show you here in a second. So if you already don't know by somehow, the reason the body posts come in the little bag of plastic bits is because Velcro actually holds this body on from factory, which is a nice touch. I really like the fact that they're kind of going above and beyond. All right, can't do it sitting down apparently. There we go. So there it is. It's just a couple pieces of foam in every, or Velcro in every corner. It looks like a piece of mine came off. That's how well the Velcro stuck. It actually pulled up off of here, but that's all right. Minor fix. Boom. There we go. Back in business. So, like I said, on the inside of the body here, you have your center, or your cross brace right here. Right here in the center, can't really get in there, good camera angle, but you can kind of see that little square notch, and that's where this would go in, but obviously the other way, so you just have to cut out a little section there, and you can put a spare tire on. It's nice that they don't put it on there out of the box, and they give you the option to put it on if you choose to. They're giving us options, which is nice. All right, so we're just gonna put this in the corner. Apparently, doesn't want to play nice. Goodness gracious, small workbench while you're renovating, horrible. All right, so here's the truck. Let's dive into some of the stuff on the inside. So I'm gonna start kind of from the front and head back. So in the front, obviously we have the molded plastic front bumper, cross brace, and then we have the chassis mounted servo, which is pretty much industry standard at this point in time. So that's always nice to see. Front mounted motor, which is absolutely awesome, keeps a little bit of weight up front. Then we obviously have the battery tray, rear shock tower mount as well. Receiver box, from what I've seen, read, heard, there's actually holes all in this thing. It is not waterproof receiver box in any way, shape, or form. However, they do advertise the receiver as being waterproof. It might work out, it might not. I might put it through a torture test or so. But honestly, I'm going to be going to a Spectrum receiver so I can run it on my DX5 Rugged anyway. I actually already have the SR515 receiver to put in there. So it is what it is on that. The ESC sits off to the passenger side opposite of the receiver box. It again is waterproof, comes out of the factory with a Dean's plug. It's nice to see a Dean's plug, although a lot of people are starting to go to different things. I'm going to EC3 on everything. Just makes it a lot easier. So your transmission sits here. I don't have all the tools with me. Most of them are at the shop to take the battery tray out and show you underneath there. But we turn it to the side. You can see it. Use this as a pointing device. You can see it right in here. That's the transfer case itself. So it is a divorce transfer case. Interesting to see that being done. You don't really see that being done in a whole lot of crawlers right now, or RTRs especially. So I'm really interested to see how that turns out and how the performance of that works. Other than that, nothing super fancy with the electronics. It's a brushed setup. Eventually, I'm going to do a test review, obviously, of it stock, and then we'll start beefing it up. So moving on, you have these. You have your side panels and your wheel wells. I really like the fact that it's coming with wheel wells. It's something that a lot of people are going to, especially on the scalar side of things, stepping away from just the crawler aspect and you're going to the scalar stuff. I mean, when you're sitting there and looking up at your truck at an angle like that, or something even more, you're looking up there and you're seeing the black wheel wells. You're not seeing all of your electronics or your lighting wires or whatever other nonsense you have going on inside of your trucks. It can get busy under here. It's nice that they're including these to hide it. I love that. I can't say enough good thing about that. Now, the chassis itself is a steel stamped C channel, so it's great to see that. A lot of RTRs have them and continue to move on with them. So this little hump right here is something that a lot of people are all up in arms about, and how much it sucks and how much they hate it and everything else. I don't know that it's really that big of a deal. It doesn't hang down that much. And when you're holding it down, or when you're looking it down through it this way, and you fully compress the shocks, I don't know if I can really capture it on camera, but when you fully compress the shocks, your portal, your pumpkin is still, past that. So it's not like it's really sticking out to a horrible level. But again, we'll get it out in the rocks. We'll test it. We'll see how it goes. I know there's some mods to get that bump out, or cut that bump out. There's some skid plates on the market already that don't have that bump, so we'll see. I just don't see it being the end of the world like a lot of people are making it out to be, but we'll see. I could be wrong. It is plastic drive shafts, front and rear, and then obviously the shaft in there is also plastic in between the transmission and the sorry, I'm trying to get a good angle. In between the transfer case and the transmission is plastic. Now these are plastic. They seem to be fairly heavy duty metal ends, so I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of issue there. For those of you who know me or watch some of my videos where I talk about it, I run plastic drive shafts on everything anyway. I never upgrade to metal. I like controlling that weak point of the vehicle. It does come with metal, aluminum rods, so that's always nice. I like seeing that instead of the plastic ones. Looks good. Looks like a good truck. Got plastic connection points where your links hit. That's okay. Not the end of the world. Let's talk about shocks for a second. So the shocks, I don't know how well you can see in here, but these shocks are threaded to a point. They're not full length threaded, which is fine. They're about half length threaded, which is more than enough. You definitely don't need full length. If you're preloading your shocks all the way down to the bottom, you got bigger problems anyway. Get heavier springs or heavier oil in them, and you'll be fine. All metal shocks, I do like that. The only thing plastic on the shocks are the ball ends on the top and bottom. They're plastic, but I don't foresee that being too big of an issue. Going up to the front of the vehicle, again, the diff covers are metal, which is an awesome touch. You still see plastic on almost all RTRs out there nowadays. And then the biggest difference, again, I already mentioned it, metal servo horn. It's just amazing to see on an RTR. It really is. Metal steering links is another amazing thing to see. And this is a 3-link system with a panhard bar in the front. You can really see that panhard bar coming down back here. It is angled. There you go. Panhard bar, and then you got your steering linkages here. The suspension seems pretty nice, pretty smooth. Doesn't seem like it's hanging up anywhere. There's no oil anywhere in the box, so, or laying anywhere. So obviously they're not leaking where they are. Sorry, I'm starting to get the hiccups. If you look here on the shock towers, you can see all the holes. You can probably actually see back here better. There's 3 rows of holes, so it's actually a 3x3 grid for shock adjustability. So it's nice to see that in there as well. So they're not fixed in one spot, and you actually have 9 different places you could mount your shocks as opposed to a normal 2 or 3. I'm looking up here in the top, these holes right here in the front, and then same thing in the rear. That's where your body mounts would go, body posts would go if you choose to go with a body where you need that. What else do we need to talk about? Sorry if I'm feeling, this is my first time actually seeing one of these in person, and I'm just kind of in awe of this thing. It looked good in pictures. I've heard people say good things, heard people say a few bad things, but it's my first time getting my hands on it. I'm just kind of awe, and I actually held out and resisted the urge to open it a long time ago, or not a long time, but earlier today, 7 hours ago, when I actually had my hands on it. So I'm kind of like a kid on Christmas right now. We touched on it when we were looking at the box panels about how you can adjust the wheel. Oh, sorry, where you can adjust the wheelbase. So if you can't really see in here, but you kind of see how these metal ball ends are in the middle of the skid plate cutout. There's 3 different positions in there, it looks like. Yeah, each one of those will change the wheelbase. So basically, if to shorten the wheelbase, squish them in, or move one in, one in, leave the one out, however you want to do it to get whatever wheelbase you're looking for. That also is why there's so many holes in the shock towers, is so when you move those links, you can move your shocks along with it to keep them vertical if you want to keep them vertical, or you actually have that options to have an angle, either tilt in or tilt out, or forward or backwards rather, for that. So it's nice that you have all these options with this thing right out of the box. All the plastic, now there's a lot of plastic on here, but it is quality plastic. It is definitely not flimsy in any way, shape, or form. It's solidly, goodness gracious, blooper reel, solidly built, and it's definitely a good design. Look at this is the turning radius out of the box. I mean, that's pretty good. Like, one thing I see that I'm not a super big fan of, and I don't know if it's just the way it's designed or if we can get a shallower diff cover on there, but let's see if I can get a good angle on it. If you see, yeah, you can kind of see when I turn the wheel how far the front part where that gear is sticks out. Now, if you remember my last SCX10 update, I have a kind of pretty flat diff cover on that, and my steering angle is crazy on that, because if you go to like the Spectrum radios and you can adjust how far, like percentage wise, like I could set mine up to like 150% on my XCX10, and I'm wondering if I can do that on this, or maybe a more curved steering link to get around that. It'll be interesting to play with that. The one thing I am noticing, and obviously I don't have sizes, I don't have any with me. These links seem awfully close to what an SCX10 size length link looks like. So I'll be interested to see if they're the same size or different. One thing I'm noticing too, where the links, I don't know if I can get this in the camera, I'm trying to see where the links mount, there's a hole on top of it, so it actually looks like you can move the links up a spot to adjust, more adjustability on things. So I think that's about it, guys. I don't really think there's much else to cover on this thing. I just kind of noticed this. On the top of the bumper, it says Redcat on the top of the back bumper. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then obviously it says Redcat on both side panels here. Redcat logo on the box. I saw a Redcat logo somewhere else on something, and I was like, that's interesting. I don't know where it was though. Oh, doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's it, guys. This is the Redcat Gen 8 Scout 2. One of the last things I'll show you is the wheel wells. There's also wheel wells on the inside of the body, which are kind of nice, because if what I've seen and read are correct, they just kind of guide the body right back into place where it needs to be. So that's it, guys. This is the Redcat Gen 8 International Scout. It looks awesome. I am really excited from what I've seen in this video. Again, guys, this was my first time seeing this thing in person, and I can't say enough good things about how it's designed. Now, how it all performs and how it will hold up long term remains to be seen, and we'll find out. So with this truck, I'm obviously going to tear apart probably most of the truck, almost everywhere. I'll do a video separately on that, and it's going to be me checking the portal gears, the diff gears, probably pull the transmission and the transfer case out and apart and check them out. Mainly just to make sure they're greased, because I know that's one of the issues that they're having right now. So obviously I want to get that checked out before I start running this thing hardcore. So we are going to do a review video of this thing running. Today I'm filming this. It is Wednesday. So Thursday I'll probably start ripping this thing apart and checking in tomorrow night, because it's kind of late. So this video will be up on Thursday. And then Saturday, if all goes to plan, we're going to have this stock Scout, and then we're going to have a stock Viterra Ascender, a stock Traxxas Sport, and a stock Traxxas stock Axial SCX 10-2. And we're going to take all four of their trucks and run them in a very special place that no one has run yet, and do a comparison of all four of the major brands and trucks that people are really running right now. I'm really excited to do that video. And then we're also going to be upgrading this truck, getting it ready for an upcoming event. Some of you may know what that is, some of you may not. I'm not going to spoil that surprise. All I can say is make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like, comment, share, and you will be able to see the upgrades that we have coming for this. If you know me and you know what I like to do with my crawlers, you probably know some of the things that are going to be happening with this thing. If not, then just stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.